Hello, my name is Tony and my call is KD8BBK. We're going to do a little video on building a switching capacitance audio filter. This particular one we're going to build is a kit put together by the New England QRP Club. Very good kit. The board is rather small, 2 inches square. All the soldering is through the hole. There is no surface mount. And the performance from this kit is just unbelievable. I couldn't believe the first one I put together a few weeks back. I was just amazed with it and how well it works. And they're priced right. So with that being said, let's take a pause here. I'll get some parts laid out and we'll get started. Okay, well, we got the parts laid out here. I'll try to do this the best I can. There you can see some capacitors, resistors, an LED. Those are probably hard to see, but those are some IC chips. One's a audio amp chip, one's a clocking chip, and the other one's the Scaf chip. Got some potentiometers, a switch, bag of connectors, and they don't come with them, but they're highly recommended to use chip sockets. I would highly recommend. I used chip sockets on the first one and it worked out great. So that's about it. That's what you get in the kit, and it does take some time to put together, but if you follow the directions, put it together just right, you won't believe the performance from this thing. Works very well. Okay, those are the parts. Let's take another pause and we'll get the soldering iron going. Okay, well, here we are. We got our board here. And what I'm going to do is solder on a 20-pin chip socket. So I got it in place there. Going to rest it here on these cutters so that it doesn't drop down while I'm soldering. We'll get our soldering iron here. And, see what kind of damage I can do. I got a little CW playing in the background. Okay, well, that's one side of the 20-pin chip set. I'll go ahead and take a little pause here. We'll do some more soldering with the rest, and we'll install some parts on the next part. So with that, we'll take a little break here. Okay, we're back. Well, as you can see, we got the board somewhat populated with some resistors, some electrolytic capacitors, a few other parts there. Well, that consists of the power supply unit. Now we got to run through a series of checks to check voltages on the pins, the IC sockets. So that's what we're going to do. Put the camera here on the tripod. grab our VO meter here. And I'll grab the check sheet here. Now I got power supplied to the board, 13 volts, through a small power supply I got here. And we're going to run through a series of checks. We're going to check the IC pin 1 first. So I'm going to hold one lead to my ground. And the other lead I'll be checking with the pins. Pin 6 should be 9 volts DC. Here's pin 6, 8.99. We're good there. 7, 9 volts DC. 8, 9 volts DC. Pin 5 should be 4.5. It's pin 5. We're good there. Pin 12, 4.5. Pin 15. 4.5. Pin 16. 4.5. Now we'll move to IC2, which is, hard to see here, this one. And pin 6. Pin 6 should show the supplied voltage that we're using, which is 13.8 volts or thereabouts. So pin 6. There you go, there's our supplied voltage for the whole system. Pin 4 should be 9 volts DC. On IC3, pin 4 should be 9 volts DC. There you go. So everything checks out good. We can move on to the next part of the next stage of the circuit here, which is the audio amplifier. So we'll be back for checks on that. Well, here is our Scaf audio filter, switching capacitance audio filter kit, all completed. As you can see, the board with some wires coming off, and on the wires we got, that is a double gang potentiometer, and this is a center detent potentiometer that's used for the frequency with a center detent in it, and that one is used for the bandwidth. Then you have your audio out jack and your audio in jack. Switch to turn it on and off, and the DC power jack. At this point, I tested it. Everything works fine. I had it on an audio source, my rig. Everything tested good. Well, there's also an LED light, so you can tell if it's on or not. So now we got to put it in our project box. But that's what the board looks like complete. And it looks challenging. It is, but with a little bit of soldering skills, it can be done. Very good board. Very nice layout. Okay, we'll return and hopefully have it in a project box and demo it. Okay, well, we're back. We got the Scaf filter all finished and mounted in our project box, as you can see, sitting on top of my rig here. And you got the control knob for frequency, on off, an LED that shows you power, your bandwidth. Let's back up a little bit, see if I can view in a little bit. And then on the side we have a jack for the external speaker, and the power and the inputs on the back. So as you can see, you turn this on, your LED lights up, you got power going to it. So I'll get it hooked into the rig here and see if we can't find some stuff on the air to demonstrate it. So we'll be back.